Gonzalez when the D.C. Court of Appeals ruled that his employer had to pay him for getting hurt on the job. Gonzalez is set to receive $11,000 in compensation. But why isn't illegal alien eligible for workman's comp? For a fair and balanced debate, I'm joined by David Rivkin, constitutional attorney, and from Dallas, immigration attorney Francisco Hernandez. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Okay, so let me give a little bit of the backstory, David. So this illegal immigrant was working as a busboy at a bar in Washington, D.C. He was hit in the eye with a bottle, and he was blinded. He wanted his employer to pay him, and a federal judge has now just ruled that the bar owes him $11,000 in workman's compensation, even though, by the way, the bar did not know he was an illegal immigrant because he used a fake ID. David, why is the bar responsible for this murder?
It's a wrong decision. It's an example of false humanitarianism. This individual, and I feel very sorry about his injury, committed numerous crimes. He actually was using somebody else's documents of identity theft, providing false information, being employed illegally. This decision demonstrates continuing effort to remove all legal stigma from illegal immigration. That is wrong. The employer should be punished for hiring an illegal alien, but the employer should not be required to pay workman's comp.
Francisco, you are on the side of the federal appeals judge. Why, again, should the employer be on the hook for $11,000?
Well, first of all, I didn't hear a single constitutional argument on his side for why we shouldn't pay him. Most of the time, these injuries are paid for from an insurance policy. The employer buys an insurance policy. To deny this man compensation would be like saying if a drunk driver hits an undocumented alien, that the insurance company or the drunk driver should not pay for the damages. It's an insurance policy. It meets the employee of the definition of an employee. But you know what? It really brings to light the fact that everybody knows and no one wants to acknowledge that we've got to do something about our immigration laws. We're a great nation of immigrants. We're a great nation of welcoming people to this country, but we refuse to pass some laws that make sense, and that's what both sides agree on.
David, there's another point, and that is that if the employer were not responsible, this would just lead other employers not to have to be responsible for their workers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is an absurd argument that somehow we'd entice employers to hire illegal aliens. To the extent we actually enforce laws against hiring illegal aliens, the kind of penalty that an employer would pay far outweigh any benefits of not having to be responsible for workman's comp. Let me say this, it's not a question of constitutional law, it's a question of sound policy and statutory law. I'm all in favor of comprehensive immigration reform, but I'm frankly tired of hearing, because we don't have comprehensive immigration reform in place, let's piece by piece peel back any stigma, any legal problems associated with using and hiring illegal aliens. That's wrong.
I agree with you. I think we need to get rid of the stigma and give people a chance to come here legally. This worker, this busboy, could not apply to come here legally. That is what most people don't understand. There is not a line to stand in. We need to make sure that that line is available for the biggest professional athlete as much as the little busboy that we need to perform jobs that citizens will not take.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll have to leave it there. David Rivkin, Francisco Hernandez, thanks for coming in for the debate.
Good to be with you.
Thank you.
Coming up, an